Could you give instruction in how to best make use of one's time and strengths, gifts, and talents? I find from the start that my heart always truly wants to be in service to balanced view, yet it seems an obstacle to have that come about fully. I also find myself living in the midst of point of view society, a way of life that I do not desire at all, and always long to be in the midst of 24/7 clarity community. The point of view of feeling powerless and unable to truly live life fully in this way appears often and has been a sticky point of view for a long time. Any instruction in regards to this would be very deeply appreciated. By the power of relying on clarity, by the power of preserving clarity at all times, this sticky point of view will be outshone. However, in the meantime, you have a right to live however you wish to live. If you wish to live in Clarity Society 24/7, you can do so. If you wish to live in Clarity Community 24/7, go right ahead. There isn't anything insisting that you live any other way. And you particularly know this. And so the advice here, my heartfelt advice, is to really rely on clarity, to preserve clarity to its fullest when this sticky point of view arises. And now on to the next question. I would like to ask this question. I find it quite difficult to rest in awareness or clarity, and I am tempted to use a mantra in order to stop my thinking. Would it be okay or not? Thank you with all my heart for everything, and see you soon in India. Wow. Love and gratitude. Now, this is also a very important question, and it's a question that's interesting because in order to answer it, it's important to define the word mantra. Now, the word mantra, well, mantra is a Sanskrit word, and it means that which soothes the mind. And so you see, relying on clarity is a mantra. It is that which soothes the mind. It is instinctive recognition of clarity itself, beyond thought and reason and mental analysis. And so you could say that the utmost mantra is to rely on clarity. Now, if you have another kind of mantra that does depend on thought and reason or mental analysis or memorizing words or something like that, it would be a different practice that you're engaging in. It would not be the practice of relying on clarity. It would be the practice of relying on a mantra requiring thought and reason and remembering certain words. And so oil and water cannot be mixed. It is important to remember this, and I would suggest that you choose one or the other, either to rely on clarity or to rely on the mantra, the other kind of mantra. But as I said, clarity is really the ultimate mantra. This is the ultimate mantra that soothes the mind. We're not trying to stop thinking at all, you see. That isn't the point. The point is to recognize that the points of view shine forth from clarity itself. The point, we're not trying to stop thinking. We're instinctively recognizing that the thinking itself shines forth from within clarity. And they are inseparable. This is where the potency of clarity is. It is in this recognition. And so you see, you can make a commitment to yourself here, a 100% commitment that one day at a time you will rely on clarity. Just one day at a time you will rely on clarity. You can say to yourself, just for today I will rely on clarity. Just for the next 5 minutes I will rely on clarity. Keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Clarity is in the thinking. That's where it is. So we're not trying to stop the thinking. Keep it simple. One day at a time. Just for today, rely on clarity. Another question. I currently live with my parents who are not interested in the Balanced View trainings. My mother especially is very concerned about me being so involved and passionate about the training. It has become very clear in my own experience that nothing or no one can take me out of clarity or decrease my commitment. But I would love to hear some practical examples of what I can say to my parents and those around me who do not have that passion for clarity. This is a lovely question. It shows concern for one's friends and family. Now here, there are a number of things that it's important to recognize. One, that by relying on clarity, then, we become an increasingly loving, cooperative person. And so by our very example of being loving and caring, people become much more convinced that the training we're involved in is something beneficial. And so by the power of clarity, we move from having a childlike relationship with our parents to having a mature adult relationship, a relationship in which we are actually of service to our parents in the way that they have been of service to us while we've been growing up. And we learn to really care about our parents as actual people, care about their needs, and care about what's important to them, have an interest in their friends, respect them for who they are and the commitment they have attempted to make to the world. Because no matter who our parents are, they have done their best to support us. Whatever they felt was best, that was exactly what they did. They did only what they could do. And if we had had the same points of view they do, then we would have done exactly the same thing. So you see, in this way we come to a deep understanding of our parents and a total openness and love that is very soothing to them. And these actual demonstration of our loving, serving way of being will be very convincing to parents and friends. And then instead of being skeptical about the Balanced View training, they themselves may become interested in it. It's good to look for just small, simple ways we can serve our parents. Well, like when we're together with them, we can take pictures and then send them the pictures, or we can make an arrangement to see them once a week if they live nearby, or call them at least once a week. And there are many simple commitments we can make that enhance our relationship with our parents. And another question. I have sometimes the feeling that Great Freedom and Balanced View community is like a second life. I have never met you but through the internet and by phone. Most of the people I am in relationship with, family, friends, and co-workers, don't know anything about relying on clarity. I have not often the courage to overcome their mistrust. Could you please say something about that? What is important here is to get started with the introduction to clarity, and then to decide to make a 100% commitment to clarity, and to use the friendships with the family, friends, and co-workers as part of the path. Whatever points of view come up with in these situations, rely on clarity rather than relying on the points of view. Emphasize clarity rather than emphasizing the points of view. In this way, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, it will be very clear to you that you do have the courage and that you have overcome their mistrust. It's as simple as that. And the last question, I am interested in points of view of victimization. If you can see that certain clusters of point of view lend themselves to a disempowering perspective on reality, for example with trauma and compensation, is it better to completely cut the story in full trust that clarity will provide the necessary insights? Or is there something to be said for maintaining clarity whilst trying to make things clear to other people? How does one know when it is beneficial to get involved in points of view from a clarity vantage, or to just stop and say, no, this is not helpful? Well, there are times in life where we have to decide to stand up for ourselves in one way or another. And so it may be important to take action. However, we will know whether or not we are to take action by relying on clarity. Clarity clearly indicates to us which mountains to climb. There are many, many mountains to climb. And if we try to climb all the mountains, we'll only get up each one a little bit of the way. But if we just choose one mountain and climb that, then we'll reach it all the way to the pinnacle. And so you see, in deciding how to spend one's time, this is very important. If you're involved in a situation where you're required to think repeatedly about the story related with the situation, and required repeatedly to think about the trauma and compensation, then it is so important to rely completely on clarity throughout the entire course of this process. Otherwise, it will be very, very difficult to not get totally enmeshed in the story. However, by relying on clarity alone, increasingly you will be free of the story without cutting the story off. So my suggestion is to blow open the trauma and compensation, blow it open fiercely and directly with swift, short blasts of clarity. And in this way, clarity will become continuous, utilizing the trauma and compensation as the source of brilliant, potent, extremely powerful clarity. Thank you very much. It was wonderful to be with you today. See you soon.